But I think, and I think that's even more so in the outside world. So I think a lot of people see neurodiversity as a positive thing in the outside world now more than ever. And I certainly see it as my superpower. I genuinely thought for the longest time it was survival in my role that had created me to be the way I was, because you have to sink or swim. And there is a truth to that. But I think the real secret behind it was that I was ADHD, and that helped me do, 3 days worth of work in one shift, because I never stopped. You'd see me thundering about the store and people would be like, what was that blur? I was like, that was Paul, because I didn't have an off switch. I didn't have a 50%. I was either in, I was on. That was it. And that for me was a real superpower. But you've got to be aware of the limitations as well. So I get criticized for not knowing my numbers and my figures as well as I should. Because why? Because they're boring. Because I don't need to know the numbers. And my brain doesn't want to do it, so I'm not going to do it. And even if I do look at them, I'm not going to absorb them, because it's just not presented in a way that means anything to me. And I don't care about any of that. What I care about is my people out there. And I know that if I look after them and develop them, my store will run amazingly. And it did. Stores generally ran really well. But you'd still have to answer those questions. And that was the really tough part. So I think being aware of what your neurodiversity, your neurospiciness gives you as a benefit, and what the potential drawbacks are, the things that you don't do well as a result, and being able to articulate those too. I wish I'd been able to do that better in that environment, because maybe I could have found a better way to do these things here that I really didn't want to do. Maybe I could have gotten some support to go, you know what, we're going to do this in a different way. We're going to talk it through rather than, you have to find the numbers or whatever. So that would be my advice: is don't worry about it being seen as a negative, because it really isn't. There are, like everybody, there are real positives to being neurodiverse or neurotypical, and there are drawbacks, and you just need to be aware of them both and be able to talk to people about them.